Welcome to the Chronicle Sports Blog. I'm Andy Moore. Alongside me is Alex Krinsky. Saturday covered Duke's third straight loss to Army. Alex, right off the bat, what are your initial thoughts about the game? What are your initial thoughts about Duke's offense, who for the first time all year really just did not look like themselves?
Yeah, well, the part of the game that jumped out to me was the total lack of offense for Duke. All year they've been surviving by putting a bunch of points on the board and knowing that their defense was going to give up a good amount of points too. But on Saturday, Renfree just couldn't get the ball rolling. He started out the game with 2 straight interceptions that put Army in excellent position to score touchdowns, and right off the bat, Duke was down 14, and they just never got it going.
They never did get it going, and it's interesting. A lot was made out before the game started about Army bringing 2 really unique things to the table: their option offense and their bear flex defense. But most people will talk about the option offense, but that bear flex defense, I mean, Duke just looked confused from the start. You said in your article that you can read online that Renfree just looked confused, and, I mean, he couldn't even find his receivers.
Well, Renfree after the game said that Army was actually doing some things on defense that they hadn't been doing in the first 3 games that they were watching film of. He said they were doing some more zone and dropping some more players back into coverage. And obviously that showed. He couldn't find his receivers. He kept going to Vernon. He was throwing inaccurately. Vernon couldn't come down with the ball a lot of times, and he wasn't even getting Austin Kelly and Donovan Varner involved until the second half. So he wasn't seeing his receivers, and he wasn't throwing accurately. And when you have those combinations, you're not going to get a lot of completions.
Yeah, Donovan Varner and Austin Kelly both ranked among the top 5 in receptions in the ACC prior to this game. They're not there anymore because Kelly didn't get the ball in the first half, and Varner didn't get a catch until the third quarter either. And because of all this, because of all of Duke's offensive woes, Army had the ball for 40 minutes of the game on offense, Duke for only 20 minutes.
And when a team has the ball for 40 minutes, the other defense is bound to get worn down. Army was running its triple offensive attack, so the Duke defense was having to scramble and find who had the ball every play, and it was a very physical game, and you could tell they just got tired. And not to mention, Army had very favorable field position throughout the game. Out of their 5 touchdowns, only 2 of the drives were more than 50 yards, so they were set up for success from the beginning.
Yeah, if you want to take any positive away from this game, and Cutcliffe said in his post-game press conference, the defense did perform well. Long, hot day, 95 degrees game time temperature. They're out there for 40 minutes. And, I mean, they didn't really get much help from the 14 straight points.
No, they didn't have much field to work with, and they actually came up with a couple of big stops. And if the Duke offense could have gotten the ball rolling in the second half, then it could have turned into a game. But once again, the offense was completely ineffective until the end of the fourth quarter.
Okay, so where do we go from here? This is 3 straight losses for Duke. 2 of them against Wake Forest, against Army, that were seen by many before the season as winnable games. Obviously, the Alabama game, not really winnable, but these 2 games, I mean, these were crucial for Duke to win those 6 games to make the bowl.
Right, because if you look forward in the schedule, you have some tough ACC opponents like Maryland and Miami. Some winnable games, maybe Navy, who is supposed to be a better team than Army, and we saw what happened on Saturday, and Virginia. So 2 more favorable outcomes, maybe. So it's not looking good for a bowl game right now, in my opinion.
That's 1-3 for Duke. They play Maryland next week. Tune in to Sports Blog. Friday we'll have a podcast up previewing that game. Thanks for listening.